There, you finally started to record. I will take this out of my mouth. I have a little dum-dum. It's one of those ones that are wrapped up in the mystery, so you don't really quite know what you're getting. But I got blue. It's good. Today is Wednesday, January 9th. The hump day. We went out into the world today a little bit. I filmed a little, but then my battery died. So, because I want, where it died, I wanted to take a clip of Dad. Okay, let's start over. It started with Dad. He took a clip of the dog and the cat in the living room. He came in my room. He goes, "Where's your little flip cam?" And I'm like, "Right there." He goes, "Okay, I want to go take a video of the dog and the cat." So he videoed the dog and the cat and the Christmas tree, which is still up, and came around the corner to where I was. And I was talking to Peggy on the phone at the time. So we got ready and left probably about 1 o'clock, 1:30. It was probably 1:30 in the afternoon. I went and did deposit at the bank, my normal, mailed a couple things. And, speaking of mail, you know how, okay, I'm going to sidetrack for a minute. You know how I've been talking about Dad's memory? And, he will come in here when he's going out and he'll go, "Do you have some stuff you want mailed? Because I'm going out." And I'll say, "Yeah, sure." And he'll mail stuff for me. And, my cousin came to borrow his car on Monday to go up to Lansing to take some classes for our business, because he didn't want to drive the big pickup truck, so he usually borrows Dad's Impala because it's so much better on gas. So Ron and his wife comes at night and he gets the car, and Dad comes in the house. When they left, he goes, Ron found some stuff I forgot to mail in the car in the visor, so he's gonna drop it across the street at the mailbox." And he noticed that one of the things were your truck payment. I'm like, oh man. Our first truck payment for this new truck we bought is due on the 24th of December. I had made out the check on the 13th of December, and Dad was and he went to the mail, was supposed to go to the mail the day after, on the 14th. So all this mail has been sitting in his car since the 14th. And I'm like, oh man. I'm like, "Dad, it wouldn't be so bad if we'd had a record of us being on time, on time, on time. First payment, and we're late by 3 weeks. By the time they get it, it'll be 3 weeks." So I was not particularly happy. So we have a new rule that if he does ask if I have mail to mail, he sets it on the seat. He doesn't put it where he can't see it, because he'll forget. That's just how bad it's getting. He'll forget. And so the next morning, my cousin calls me early. He just got up there to take classes, and he calls and says, because I had to send in a check and fill it out on who we are and we're coming to this class. And it's not cheap. It's 3 days of classes. It's not cheap. It's like $250. So the woman gets on the phone, my cousin's phone, and says, when did you mail it? And who'd you make it out to? Where'd you send it to? And I was telling her all this stuff. And I get back on the phone with Ron. I'm like, "I don't know what to tell you." And then we got off the phone. I started thinking about it a minute. I'm like, I bet you it's one of those things that he forgot to mail. So I looked at my checkbook. It was written in the same day I wrote out the truck payment. So it was in that batch of mail. So I called Ron back and I texted him because I knew he was going into class. I said, "I bet you it was in that mail that you mailed yesterday that Dad forgot." And so Ron had ended up writing out a personal check for the class. So he was going to talk to them and say, when the check comes in, could you call us and say you got the check and you destroyed it? So it was kind of a mess. So I have to remember now, if I give mail to Dad to mail, I have to ask him when he gets back if he did it. Whether he remembers he did it, I don't know. He went to the podiatrist I know I'm totally off where I started from, but I'll get back to that. And the doctor gave him some inserts for his shoes to try to see if it helps. They're nice inserts, good ones, and he looked at the shoes Dad wears and told him that the shoes that he wears, New Balance, so they were good shoes. So when we went shopping today, his feet didn't hurt him really, hardly at all. So that appointment went well. He goes back in March. It was funny because I called on Monday, and you know how when you're a new patient, it usually takes you a while to get in, and she's like, "We had a cancellation tomorrow at 9:15. I'm like, "Oh, okay." Okay, back to where I was. So Dad and I left and went to the bank, put a couple things in the mailbox. We went out for lunch, late lunch. We went to a place called the 19th Hole, which I vlogged what we had there, and put a picture on Instagram today. I like Instagram. And then we left there and went to Meijer's, where I just bought a few things. I think I saved like $10 with coupons. The Meijer's in Indiana double coupons up to 50 cents. The ones in Michigan don't. So when I know we're going to the one in Indiana, I use a lot of my 50-cent coupons. I am so babbling. But so I bought a few things there, and then we left and came home, and now I'm here. I watched a few videos on YouTube, and my Aunt Linda sent up, I gotta put this on autofocus. If I freeze, I'm gonna have to start this whole flippity flopping video over, but I'm gonna chance it. I will go autofocus. This is a picture of me when I was a kid. We had Christmas in the basement one year, and this was me in front of this fake fireplace we had where we put our cards. And then, whoops, this is me, focus, on my, this is our 4th birthday. This is me and okay, let's do manual, and then, okay, that's me and a boy that I grew up with named Keith. I was born on May 3rd and he was born on May 5th, so we often had our birthdays together when we were little. And I think my camera just froze. Dang it. Come back to me, camera. Come on, you can do it. Oh, everything's froze. Dang it. I broke the camera. My picture broke the camera. Okay, I'm back. Hello, I'm blurry. But that's the year I got my bicycle, my first bike with training wheels. We each got a banana seat bike that year. Thought I would share. It's not smart to put a wet sucker on a piece of tissue. Just saying, because tissue gets on your sucker. I'm not too bright. Never claimed to be. Just like my dad always says about himself, I'm not the sharpest crayon in the box. Oh, but when we were shopping, I tried to turn my camera on, but the battery was dead. And then sometimes if you pop out the battery and pop it back in, sometimes it'll give it just enough oomph to turn on. Well, I was checking out, and Dad was sitting on the bench right in front of the cashier where I was checking out, because he got done before I did, as always. And I hear him talking. I'm like, who's he talking to? And I see him. He's on one bench, another guy's on another bench, and they're just there yakking away. And I wanted to get a film of them too talking, because the other guy was like 87, old military guy, talking about stories from. He also drove truck after he got out of the military for 40 years, and about how when he first started driving truck, he made 90 cents an hour, and he had to work 60 hours a week even to get time and a half. And so him and Dad were yakking away. So I wished I would have got a clip of those two, but my camera was not being nice and I couldn't get it to turn on. And of course I never brought my camera bag in with me that has extra batteries. So yeah. Tomorrow is Thursday. I think we're supposed to go out to dinner with my cousin Ronnie and his wife. I need to call him and find out. And Saturday, the Legion's having a spaghetti dinner that Dad's going to go over and help with. Something they're trying. They haven't had it in a long time. They're going to have a band. I guess the dinner's from like 5 to 8. Then the band plays from 8 to midnight. So, it's a small community. They bought enough stuff to make 100 dinners. They weren't trying to get 500 people to come in. They're starting out small. So, that's what they're doing. Dad and I went to Gordon's on Monday and bought the sauce and spaghetti, the garlic bread, plasticware. And then one of the guys went and bought a hamburger to put in the sauce. I think they invested under $200 for the food stuff, which they wanted to be under $200, so it all worked out. I'm yakking. Feeling better. Still cough, but it's going away. The worst is when I first lay down, I want to cough a lot, but then it's fine. But I find that I still breathe through my mouth a lot because my tongue gets really dry. It sticks to the roof of my mouth. Hate that. Hate it a lot. But it's not hurting like it was. So I guess I shouldn't bitch. Okay. I am going to go now. Because I think I've talked quite enough. Yeah, that's good. Rolling. See you all later. Probably tomorrow. And I'll try not to talk as much because I probably won't have much to talk about. I really didn't have any to talk about today. But I'm still good at talking, huh? You know? Professional. Professional. I forgot how much I like a dum-dum. Yum. Okay. See you, bye.